All right, everyone, I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite passes from deep half guard. This was shown to me by Rodrigo Cavaca, one of the co-founders of Zenith a few years ago, and I never stopped using it. It's one of those moves that's so simple and so efficient. Like, man, why did I not figure this out, 15 years ago? But it's a very good pass when your opponent is playing the deep half guard. So one thing I've been playing around with more and more, it's a very old school pass. It might be the first pass I ever learned in Jiu-Jitsu, but it's passing with the over-under. The over-under is such an underrated pass because it neutralizes almost everything he does, right? So if he's playing a shin to shin, I can neutralize him. If he's playing a de la riva, I can neutralize him there. If he likes to play spider guard, I'm neutralizing, butterfly, you name it, half guard. If I'm here, there's not a whole bunch of things my opponent can do to me, right? Like, he's limited, right? I mean, he can start attacking my leg there, but I can always block him with my head if he tries to swing that leg over. I'm in a very good position here. Like, he doesn't have a whole bunch of options, but I have much better options than he does. But the same principle applies when I'm in a deep half guard. So if I'm in here, anytime I can open up his legs, I can spread them open, his guard is going to be less efficient. A lot of guard playing efficiency and sweeps has to do with being able to squeeze your knees together, having your legs positioned in a way where, you can manipulate your opponent's weight, right? Anytime his legs are spread wide open, there's not a whole bunch of guard here, right? Like, unless you're stacking him, but you're just playing defensively. For the most part, your legs you have to be able to control your legs. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna thread this leg, just like an over-under pass, but I'm gonna feed it to the lapel. A lot of times his arm gets stuck here. Don't worry about it, it's not a problem. It's also not hard for him to pull the arm out. So if he pulls that arm out, that's what they are. So don't worry about it. It can go over his arm or under his arm, it makes no difference. But I am gonna bite the lapel as much as I can. And you're gonna notice that when I bite that lapel, I'm wrenching his leg up. Some of your training partners or opponents can have very strong legs, and he's gonna kick that leg down. My recommendation is to let your hands slide, and then when he relaxes the leg, you bite again. If they try to fight Chris here, and he's strong, and he kicks that leg, there's a very good chance that grip breaks, and now I lost the grip. So I have arthritis on both my hands, so it's one of those things when people are hand fighting or they're kicking really hard, I don't try to beat them anymore. I just kind of relax, I go with the flow. When he kicks, I slide down, I don't let go of the end of the lapel. And eventually he has to bring that leg back, right? And I just bite again. And that's what I do, okay? But the important thing here is I'm gonna shift my weight very high towards his head. Because the truth of the deep half guard is I've never in all my life have ever seen anyone be swept that way with deep half guard. Normally they get swept that way. Sometimes they get swept that way. I have never seen anyone get swept that way over there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lean heavy towards his head. I'm gonna fall on my left butt cheek. You're not gonna get swept. Remember, if I lean backwards, I might get swept. I even lean a little bit on my elbow out slightly on this angle to his left, right? And what that does, because I'm splitting his legs, it makes it very easy for me to pull that leg out. Because he can't really bite my leg. If he tries, even if he squeezes his legs, it's not a good bite because his knee is too high. Oh, but Rob, you're on the floor. How are you gonna come up? Very easy. I use the kick of his leg, and trust me, he will be kicking to pull myself up. I don't even have to do much. He pulls me up. And I end up in a knee on belly, okay? One more time. So if I'm in here, I'm gonna shoot, hold the lapel. The more lapel I bite, the better. Say I wrench his knee up, I'm gonna lean on my left butt cheek. The higher I go, the easier it is for me to pull that leg out. And now I come back with the knee on belly. Guys, super simple. I'll give you another option. There's one thing that might happen is as you move yourself that way, he might try to follow you. He doesn't want to lose this pillow. See how he's using my left leg as a pillow? He probably doesn't want to lose it. So if I'm in here and I grab the lapel, I'm going this way. He's doing a good job. Like, he's not losing this, right? A lot of times what I do is I just keep this guy right here and I just step over. Right? When I step over, I have my hamstring on his ears. Like, I kind of sit on his face a little bit. And he's going to be trying to push me back to where I was. I'm not going to let him. I'm going to keep walking this way and I'm going to scoop myself in. When I scoop myself in, I want to have my hips as close as possible to his legs. The thing is, the lapel at this point ends up getting in the way. So I can't really get tight here because his lapel is in the way. So at this point, you can start fighting for a knee bar, for a honey hole in case it's legal. I can start going for straight foot locks from here. I have a lot of options in this position, but I'm basically going for a leg attack. I could fight for a pass if that's what you really want, but because the legs are so exposed, I normally end up just going for a knee bar. So I let go of the lapel and I just start attacking the knee bar from here. Okay. Notice that when I attack this knee bar, I pinch my knees together. I'm gonna show you guys a little trick on how to finish a knee bar. Never arch. You can't arch. It's not incorrect. He's gonna tap, but he's not gonna tap as quickly as if I squeeze
So what I'm doing is think of a tight clench on his heel, and I press I press down as I arch my hips. It's a lot faster because I'm compressing the joint, and it makes it so tight that when I arch, he taps a lot faster. Another thing is I always place his foot on my bottom or the top of my face, depending on where he's trying to escape. A lot of people don't know this about a knee bar, but just move down a little bit, Chris. So if I'm in here, all right, what happens is he's either gonna try to escape by rotating his kneecap down, right? He's gonna come out that way, or he's gonna go rotate his kneecap up and go the other. Those are the two only ways he's gonna spin out of that knee bar or try to put himself out of it. It's going up or down. What I do on my end is I'm gonna keep this right here so tight on my face, he's not gonna go kneecap up. So if he tries to go kneecap up, it's gonna be blocked. If he tries to go kneecap down, I do the opposite, right? But both ways I'm blocking. So whichever way he's trying to move his kneecap, I'm gonna block by moving his foot on top of my face. Now, you don't wanna do that more than once or twice. You wanna finish right away. But as soon as I connect one or the other, I press the heel into my chest and then I arch. So instead of arching the knee bar right away, think about pressing down to jam the joint together and then arching. The only time I wouldn't do this is when the kneecap is very close to my crotch. If I press down here, there's a good chance I push him out of the knee bar. Yeah, that could happen. But if I'm deep on the knee bar like I am now, I don't lose much space, especially if I'm pulling this heel into my chest. So I go chest. In this case, his foot is so far down, I can't block it on my face. But it has to do with height too. So if you're taller than your opponent, it's gonna be harder to get in there. It's still doable, just a little more work. Press into my chest and arch. If your opponent's close to your height or taller, the leg's gonna be further up. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to position the foot bottom or top, depending on which way he's trying to go.
Hey guys, so this has been great. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is one of my favorite passes from deep half guard. I've been using it nonstop. It works really well. Even stopping normal half guards, if he's trying to play the underhook half guard, it's really good because if his legs are split, it's very hard for him to get a good half guard on you. So I highly recommend it. I've been using it all the time. There's also a knee bar there, as you guys saw. So play around with it, see if you like it, show your friends. If you believe the video has value, guys, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Let us know what you would like to learn, whatever problems you're having on the mats. I'm sure that whatever problem you have, there's a pretty good chance I've had that problem at some point. So let me know. I'm happy to help you guys out with as best I can. Hey everyone, be on the lookout. We did promise you guys a Drysdale giveaway. It's a poster and a signed copy of my book. Stay tuned. The winner will be announced very shortly. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. I'll keep you guys posted.